Hey garden friends, welcome back to Flower Patch. Today we are going to plant hostas. I bought some on my recent shopping trip that I shared with you, and I'm going to get them in the ground. A couple of them are really root bound, so I have to get pretty brutal with them, but I just show you how. And I'll go ahead and give you, this has been a few days later after planting them, and I'll share with you that they don't even look like they've missed a beat. So getting pretty rough with them didn't hurt them whatsoever. And I'm sure they're going to love their new home. And after I did that, I was reading up on the hostas, and I read that some of them can take just about full sun, or at least a good 4 hours of direct sun, morning sun. And I thought they would be perfect, the ones that can, in up where I planted my front border with the boxwoods. So those may be an option to go in there too. I'm still growing the seeds of the daisies and the black-eyed Susans there because I think it'll be a bright spot. We'll see how they do because they don't get long-term sun, but trial and error, and it's just seeds, so it doesn't cost me anything that I've pulled from my garden, as well as I'm going to take some divisions of some really beautiful daisies, crazy daisies that I love, and put in there as well if I get to that this fall. Winter is creeping up on me super fast. I don't know what all I'll get done that is on my list, but I'm just going to keep forging ahead until snow flies. So let's see how I plant up my new hostas and divide a hosta I had to put in my new hosta garden. Okay, let's get rolling. If you're new here, my name is Pam, and I garden in Zone 8A of the mountains of Northern California. I share my gardens so that you can see that it doesn't have to be perfect to be beautiful. Just enjoy the journey. Alrighty, so here we have Blue Angel. This one, I think I'm going to put a little forward because there's the one with the yellow and chartreuse over there. And this one here is the guacamole, and this one gets 16 inches high. And then this one is the Island Breeze. Island Breeze. There was one of them. I thought, well, you know what? I keep going round and round. This one, I thought with the brighter color would look nicer back there because it would just lighten it up because that could be dark back there. So I put this other hydrangea over here. This is the reblooming one called Summer Crush, and they did so beautifully. I think I'm going to leave them here. I was going to put them in front, but you know, they just did too good here. I'll move that one over a little bit more, and then I can put the two of the hostas back there. There's another one I would like to get, and it's even more chartreuse colored. Oh, you know what? I have one on my back deck. Let me go get that one and see how that one works with all of these. I'll be right back. So this one over here, I just pulled down off the deck, my back deck, and you know what? It looks so similar to that one. I'm wondering if I forgot that I had the guacamole. Anyways, that was kind of heavy pulling it down here. But it's so pretty that there's a spot in the front underneath the dogwood tree. I would love to have one too. But what's great about this one in here, if you can see down in here, I can divide this one. I loved having this on the back deck in the summer in the shade under our little canopy. And I'm thinking that I might do a couple more. The foliage is so beautiful. Now this one doesn't seem to have one in here I can split off, but it would by next year. So, okay, Island Breeze Hosta. This one says it has a lot of yellow, so it must have been so shaded that it didn't, because here in the picture, hopefully that'll come into focus for you, has a lot of yellow, so that one might work back there as well. So let's see how high this one's supposed to get. Height 12 inches. I guess it stays short. Space 18 inches apart, so maybe this one would be better closer out here, and the taller one's back there. Now let me see if they have a tag in this one. They don't, but this one, was it the Blue Angel? Blue Angel might have been the one that got really big. But if you look in here, there is one that I can divide out. So if I want to put one in a container on my back deck, that will work. And I just might go ahead and do that. And it might be a year or two, and then I can divide this one out too. It's got such pretty colors in the foliage. So that one right there does beautiful. So I might put that one, not might, I'll put this one right here. So let me go get my shovel and, oh, right there it is. So before I brought these over here, I did soak them for half an hour in my organic Rev. I have a blog post that explains all about it, and I do believe a video, and I'll link those in the description box below so you can find out more. But I have been very pleased with how they really help the transplants get established. So I am going to dig me a nice hole here. Now, one thing nice about hostas is they die to the ground, and then they'll come back the following spring, etc. And I need that in this spot because right here is where snow piles up that falls off of Primrose Cottage in the winter, and it can pile up pretty high. So I'm just getting down as deep as I can, and it looks like I got a rock there that I need to get out. There was a gopher tunnel over here, but it doesn't seem like they have been bothering my hostas, which is wonderful. And I don't seem to have much of a slug problem. When I do find one, I let them, and I introduce them to my chickens, and they make friends. Anyways, so look at that, nice healthy roots. I'm going to tease them apart just a little bit so that they can get expanding. Now, I put the hostas, the base of it, where the roots meet the base of the plant, right at the soil level. I don't want it deeper because that can cause rot and other problems. So right at the level, and sometimes you can even put them a little proud, which means a little bit higher, because yeah, some of it, the soil can sink around it, but then you can also come in and put mulch if you wish to, without over covering the crown of the plant. So there we go. So that one should be set. I think this is the one, Island Breeze. Yeah, that was the one that didn't get as big. So that one will do great here, and that one can still fill in. That one I could dig up and take some divisions from if I want to, which that is a possibility, because then I can put one on the porch, my back deck, I mean. Okay, so now this one I can divide. So this is the Blue Angel, and it must not have got as much moisture as the others because it's in here pretty solid. I might have to get my knife. Let me get my garden knife and I'll go around the edge. So here we go. Go around the edge. And maybe I'll go soak this one a little bit more. Obviously it didn't get as much moisture as the others. All I'm doing is going between the pot and the soil. Well, what's left of the soil, I think that's pretty much got lots of roots going around the edge. So, yeah, this one's good. There we go. So, oh yeah, look at that. It's just just roots. Okay, so can you see this down here? I'm going to point you down a little closer so you can see what I am doing. Here a bit closer. And I have my garden knife, and I'm going down between a couple of these stems, meaning I can see where it's a different plant in between. It's really thick, so it's going to be hard for you to see. So I guess you'll have to trust me. So if you can see down in there, I can cut this in two and get between these two plants. I'm going to put my garden knife right in there and just shove it down. And you know what? It is so tough. Aha! Now you could do that with your shovel, but I didn't think I would be able to see what I was doing if I stood up to use the shovel. And my word, is that thing just crazy filled with roots. I can't even get my knife out now. So I'm going to go from the side where I know my knife is. Oh, there, got right against my knife. You probably think I'm murdering this plant. Trust me, it will survive. So I'm getting in that spot where I dug my shovel down, and I'm just tearing them apart. Yeah, this one didn't get to, must have been on a high spot in the pan with all the others because it didn't get to soak up the stuff. So I will go ahead and soak it by itself. And then I will pot up one piece and plant the other one. Oh, whew. Okay, so you see there is two. Actually, I could divide that again if I wanted to, but it's too tough. So I'll go ahead and get the Rev, and I'll stick it in it, let it soak so it gets a good start. I'm just going to loosen some of these roots. It won't hurt it a bit, especially soaking in the Rev. It really stimulates new root growth. And soaking it will also help it to get better established. Okay, so I'll get the Rev to soak these, and I'll get a pot that I'm going to put one of them in, though I could put it in here so it would have the name on it. That might work too. All right, I'll be right back. I know, that was completely unglamorous and didn't show you how easy it really can be, but this is my Rev. I'm putting in about an ounce. I probably have about half a gallon of water in here, and I'm going to go ahead and soak these while I plant up these others over here. So get that over there. And so can you see? Yeah, you can see that. Whoops, I forgot my gloves somewhere. Oh well, not the end of the world. But I want them anyway, so I'm gonna go get them. Okay, I am back. And I'll put this over here. And one thing about it, as I plant these, if I know the names and I haven't put it on the video, then when I forget them, I can come back and watch this video and remember the names. Be reminded of the names. Is that the blue star creeper, or is that the... This might be the baby tears, which I wanted in here. Got dug up with other stuff. We'll see if that makes it. Put that back down in there. I was digging up the weeds I didn't want in here, and I didn't want the little violets in here, wild violets, because they tend to become bully-ish. All right, this one is the one that was on my back deck and I absolutely loved. So I'm going to divide that one and then put half in this area. And this one should not be overly rootbound. Oh, I just probably busted my pot. Well, that's okay. Again, where's my knife? This one's really wet. The only thing about plastic pots is they become brittle after a while. But that's okay. This was a very old pot. Alrighty. My goodness. That was toast. Alright, same deal. I'm going to divide it right down the middle. There's a spot that I can easily divide. Oh well, I just should do it with the shovel and forget it. Shouldn't I? I know. I'm being lazy. Okay. Right that way. I'm trying to get right down between a bunch of them. And use my weight. Okay. Now, while that is there, I'll just dig me a good sized hole. Now this soil here is very, very clayish and then rocky, because this is where they laid the foundation or put down the gravel for my studio. But yeah, there's tons of clay in there too. But let's see if we can get it down in there. Perfect. Down in there at the level I want it. I feel like there's a bug on my back. And get it all in there. And I will water this in with Rev. I didn't soak it yet. So, yeah, because I just went and got it off my back deck. But, again, this will die back to the ground as it's cool weather. Now, I might have mentioned it before, but I can't remember. I've been doing so many things. This is pretty much this week. This is Monday. This is the last week that I can see that we are going to have fine weather. So we are going to drop into the 50s for a high, the 30s for a low next Tuesday. So yeah, I wanted to get all these things in the ground and done. Though even though it's going to get down that low, the temperature of the soil will stay, you know, relatively warm for a while. It'll take it a while to get super cold. So they will still have a chance to send out their roots and get established. So here's my other guacamole. I think this one, it looks so similar. It might be the same one, but that's okay. I think a mass of color will look great. And then come when I want to move some or put in a different color, they're super easy to dig up, just super easy. So that is what I'm going to do. Loosen it. I must have the roots stuck in there like the other one. Holy smokes. These have been in the garden center a while. Just so you know, it's not all glamorous where it just pops out of the pot, especially when you go at the end of the season. I think it's coming. Wow, that one too. Look at that. So I'm going to loosen up some of the roots down here so that it will put out roots in the ground. Trust me, this will not kill it. In fact, it'll stimulate new root growth. Okay. Alrighty. And this one too. Ooh, earwig. I don't have earwigs. Or I didn't. Okay. So this one I could divide, but I'm not going to, because I already have a piece there that's very nice looking. And these will get big, so I'm just going to plant the two back here. And call it good. Again, you want the crown right here to be level with the soil. Okay, so that's a little bit high. So I don't mind a little bit high because you can bring in more soil, put around it, compost, etc. But I'm going to dig down a little bit more. Boy, is that hard clay down there. I didn't realize it was such hard clay in there. Okay. For the longest time, I've only had ground cover in here. All right. So, fill in with the soil. I will add compost here, get them worms active in here, and then they'll help to loosen that up. Okay, so these are guacamole. And then Blue Angel is that one. This one I will also put into a pot, which I busted the pot it was in, so I will find another pot to place it in so I can have it on my back deck again next year. So this Blue Angel, I'm going to plant exactly the same way as I did these, and I am going to plant one back in its pot. So I'm going to get some potting soil and do that really quick. And pretty much that's it. I showed you how to divide. You can buy these bare root if you don't have any in any garden centers around you. You can order them online. There's another really chartreuse green that I loved. This has got a chartreuse green in it. That it was even brighter than that I saw online that I may order. So as a treat for myself. So that. Okay, well this was a hanging pot. and the hanger got busted. And it's a good size, but what I like to do with these is I'll set them down inside of another container that, like a galvanized tub or something that I don't want to put holes in, but I want to plant in. So this is a great size. I'm just going to fill it with potting soil, at least the bottom part. Put some potting soil in here. Just a good quality potting soil. I like E.B. Stone's Edna's Best because that's what's available around here. So let me put this smaller piece in here. And I'm just going to have to sink it down a little bit because it's tall. I guess I could cut off the bottom. That's what I'll do. Look away if this bothers you. You'd be surprised at how these things can put up with torture. But I just wanted to make it a little bit shorter, so I sat down further in the pot. Okay, perfect. So then I'll finish filling it up with soil. Now also, sometimes to make them prettier on top, I'll put a pretty pea gravel, and that just dresses it up. Helps retain moisture, etc. Okay, there's that one. Now this is another hanging basket pot that I broke the hanger of, and see if this one will fit down in there. Oh, perfect, perfect, perfect. So, bring it upright, pour in this potting soil. And I may need to top it up with a little bit more later, but for now I'm going to water that in. And I'm going to use the organic Rev water from here. Now this is the Blue Angel that I'm going to put right in ground here. So I will just water this in and let that absorb. And then I will put this pot in there and do the same with some more organic Rev water, just because I didn't wait the full half hour to do this. I was trying to get this done, and I know having them sit in it for the full half hour makes a big difference. So they are going to sit in it in situ, meaning in the pot. So, okay, let me get that last one planted. And my new Hosta garden will be getting a good start. So let me see, Blue Angel right there. And these are supposed to get, so about 3 feet, yeah, so this one I'll get right over here. Over here, there's one down here, and I think this is Patriot. So that one has the pretty white edges on it. Down here, can you see down here? I can't see my camera screen from here, but anyways. So Blue Angel is gonna go right over here. And if and when I figure out I don't want these, or if there's something, else I want to put here, or if it just doesn't work for me, these are so easy to move. Okay, let's put it down in there. Perfect. Now these are just going to lose all their leaves, so I'm not really worried about cutting back any leaves or anything. So let me get all my stuff moved out of the way. We could take a good look at it from a good vantage point. Alrighty, get all this over here. And let's take a good look. Can you just see those all filled in? There. The hydrangeas still in their pots, blooming away, and then the beautiful hostas. I think that's going to be gorgeous. And they fill in so quickly that it's just mind-blowing. So this will be just a mass of beautiful foliage. They do have flowers on them, but I don't usually grow for the flowers. I tend to go for the beautiful variegated foliage. So that, my friends, is planting a hosta garden with bargain basement plants. Not bargain basement, but these were half off. And so I got a really good deal on them. And they're such a good size. And you saw the root masses of some of them, and I got to divide them. I got more than one plant. I have plants to put on my deck area so that I can enjoy them there, and then down here. So. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and share with your friends. So I will see you in the next video.